Hello gamers, welcome to insert name here in post when I figure out a name for this. So, fucking the only Scooby Doo podcast where we're both high. So, Courtney and I are
I feel like I have statements and questions about what you just said.
I'm talking to the audience right now, Courtney.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You said we're the only Scooby Doo podcast where we're both high. And I have questions.
Yeah?
Are there not high Scooby Doo podcasts?
I'm sure there are. I would bet my soul.
You know what? That's fair. That's
I bet my immortal soul that there are 3. I'm not big in the Scoobyverse, unfortunately.
Do we think we're the only high ones?
God, that's... Okay. That might not be... Yeah, you're right.
We might have to consult the Google.
We might have to consult Google. But I guarantee on my soul... there's at least 3 Scooby-Doo podcasts. I would bet my goddamn soul on it.
Googling right
if there's
now.
more, I will scream.
Scooby-Doo podcast. I'm sorry, it auto-filled with best Scooby-Doo podcast.
I know.
Oh. I guess there's... Yeah, there's a podcast named Scooby-Doo. 10 best Scooby-Doo podcasts you must follow and enjoy. This is not... We're not in uncharted territory.
You fool.
Tony?
You underestimated.
There's a Month of Monsters, a Scooby-Doo podcast.
Oh, that's so good.
There's Unmasked History. No, none of these. These are all more, I think.
Like just actually watching the show
You guys,
or talking about it.
These people have class.
Yeah. No,
This one is Unmasked History of Scooby-Doo, which
I'm
I guess
not quite an acolyte of the Doo. I'm more of I'm trying to find the right word.
Yeah, I don't think anything.
I'm more like I'm not a savant. I'm a Doo.
Stoner.
Yes. That's it. That's the one. But in the halls of Doodom, as they say, I'm not a crazy Scooby-Doo fan, but I'm not a uncrazy Scooby-Doo fan.
Yeah, I feel like... Well, how do I want to say what I want to say?
Mm-hmm.
You just sent me to the abyss. You said, like a podcast. Really, he wants to hear what Joe Rogan has to say next. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Anyways, I feel like if you don't like Scooby-Doo at least a certain amount, you're a cop and I don't trust you.
Yes.
Right? You need to,
you need to have some respect for the fucking classics.
Yes, I've actually probably seen every episode of Scooby-Doo up until 1995, if we're being completely honest.
Really?
I fucking watched so much Scooby until I moved out of my parents' house. So much Scooby.
I started with actually, was it Boomerang? I think it might have been on Boomerang, but I don't remember for sure.
This is too much drink.
Too much drink for this thing. And I remember getting into the kind of the 2000s era Scoob. So
yeah.
And that's when they started doing the direct-to-video movies and stuff and like that. And that was my culture.
Yes.
The Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase, Scooby-Doo, and the Samurai. That was
Checks.
Something like that. And those were sort of how I knew Scooby-Doo, was they were kind of these legends that had transcended a episodic adventure, had gone into their own realm of straight-to-DVD movies.
I'm trying to think if I've seen any of the movies.
That's kind of what I know Scooby-Doo best for, is those movies. I know a little bit of the series, and they always kind of come back and do different stuff, but it's mostly those movies. Scooby-Doo's always been like a feature to me, I guess.
It's a meal, not a snack.
It's definitely... we were talking a bit ago about, while watching Rashomon, that we like kind of a meandery story sometimes, or something where you can just jump in and feel like you're hanging with a group. And that's Scooby Gang is peak, pinnacle, platonic ideal of that.
And I think, especially because as long as you have the general concept of these guys have a van and a dog and they solve crimes, which at this point, pop culture, you know that.
Yeah.
And because the episodes are enveloping.
Episodic.
They are, yes. It's not, it's not turning on I'm going to my other thing here. It's not turning on grays in the middle of the 14th season, going, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you have the idea, you're good.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason that you can put him into anything. Like every scenario, they've crossed over with the WWE, of course, as you know. You've seen the John Cena Boulder clip.
I'm burping, yes.
And I think that's part of the reason, you can do so much with that too. You can reinvent it, you can do different spins. What if it was like this? What if it was like that? What if we did Mystery Incorporated and made the best one? We gotta watch that at some point, actually.
Okay.
Anyways, we got fucking high, and I randomly saw Scooby Doo while scrolling Max or whatever this is on, and
I can't believe you call it by its government.
I'm sorry, I did it without thinking. I'm so cringe.
You start calling Twitter X.
Fucking.
Look at you right now.
Don't look at me. Don't look at my shame. Anyways, I started Scooby Doo. I was like, oh, let's watch Scooby Doo, and it sent me to the first episode, which is called "What a Night for a Night." And I had to check. I was going through it, this is really. I thought it was going to be one of the 2000s series, like What's New Scooby Doo or something like that. But this is the according to the Wikipedia, is the first series of any episode of any Scooby Doo series and the start of the Scooby Doo franchise. So I jokingly floated, we should do a podcast where we watch every single Scooby Doo or whatever while high. Maybe we won't do every single. I don't think I can keep that up. But
that's a lot of fucking.
That's episodes. A lot of do. That's a lot of do. That's a lot of do. But I thought it would be funny.
It's like 60 years worth of episodes.
Maybe just whatever Scooby Doo stuff we want. I'm amending it. I'm speaking this into existence to save later sober me. We're not gonna watch every fucking Scooby Doo thing.
Waking up tomorrow like, God damn it! What did I say I was gonna do?
I'm sparing myself that. We're just gonna do whatever Scooby Doo we want to watch while high.
Yes.
And right now we're on episode 1. And
what if, hear me out? What if I want to watch every episode?
If we want to do that, and we get 10 billion subscribers, then sure.
We're gonna get
2 subscribers.
Zana and Curtis.
Yeah, but you know what? I would do a podcast for them.
Yeah, me too.
All right, this one goes out to Zana and Curtis.
For tolerating us. You really tolerate us.
Anyways, so we started the episode, and not gonna lie, I did not process any of it. No, I processed it, but it's snapshots in my mind. It's like when you put your phone on mode.
That's a technical term.
Yeah. It's this Black Knight armor, and it's coming to life, is I think the thing.
And
there was this guy.
All these clues leading to this dude in England.
Yeah.
And then they found
Scooby
was wearing the fucking old timey inspector glasses.
So that's the setup. Right now.
47 minutes later.
47 minutes later, we come to the. Right now, this exact frame is Shaggy looking high as fuck with the knight helmet on, and that's me right now. Exact frame.
He just
climbed
up a ladder that then.
Oh yeah.
Literally jacked up farther into the sky. I thought this man was going to end his life in the first episode.
Yeah.
And so that he can. Apparently, it's canon that Shaggy is like a world-class fucking gymnast.
Yeah, no,
He's the best gymnast at their high school.
He's the swingin'est gymnast at their high school, and that fact alone.
And he really did the
he did it.
Bars.
He squeezed in.
And got his ass into this fucking window at the very top of the building.
Yeah.
At the museum, and now he has fallen all the way back down because apparently it's 4 stories but only 1 floor. And he took everything with him. So many artifacts. All right, we're going to pause, and we're going to watch a little bit more, and we're going to come back.
All right. Oh, that didn't stop. Hold on. Okay, we're back, and we paused to continue watching. And
so they're in the museum, they're looking around.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out whatever the fuck they're trying to figure out.
About the knight or something?
Black Knight.
Yeah.
And then they lose Shaggy because Shaggy's a fucking moron. So it's just Scooby and Velma. And then the Black Knight starts following them. And Scooby shits himself. And runs Velma over. And then we get the iconic. He knows I can't see without my glasses, scene, which I can't hate. That's me without my glasses.
It's really you. You were.
Mel was roasting me the entire time.
You were dressed up even as Velma once.
I really did do as Velma for Halloween. Yeah.
How many? Not too long ago, right?
Like 2 years.
Yeah, and that was just you. It's the most you role ever created.
And then she pulls a bottle of medicine from her ass.
She ties Scooby's mouth. Yeah.
She ties Scooby's mouth with a scarf. Scarf came from not her body, off screen. Was there just a scarf in the museum? She doesn't have a purse.
She doesn't.
Where the fuck? Literally thin air.
That's amazing.
Should I be trying to apply logic to a Scooby Doo cartoon? Probably not, but we're doing it.
Citizens number 1. Where did Velma get the scarf from?
And then so the knight ends up in a stock, and she thinks it's Shaggy because she didn't have her glasses on. And she's trying to give him medicine. Bitch, where did the medicine come from? And why are you carrying around Shaggy's cold medicine? That's bizarre. He's a grown-ass man with pockets. You don't even have pockets. And then all of a sudden her glasses were back on her face. And
they didn't show her getting them back.
No, they were just on.
Plot hole.
And she looked right at Shaggy, knowing damn well he wasn't in the stock, that something else was still in the stock. And she's like, yeah, see, you sound better already. She's not processing any of this.
It's really funny.
I thought Velma was supposed to be smart.
I kind of wonder if this is before they were like, oh, Velma's the smart one. But I don't know. Maybe it's not.
I don't know enough. We're going to have to listen to other Scooby Doo podcasts.
We're going to have to listen to other... Yeah. Melody. Well, we're here to learn. We've learned so far, Shaggy is a great gymnast. Velma can summon medicine and handkerchiefs. And...
She's actually just a summoner, yeah.
A Time Lord, yeah. From Dr. Pooh.
I was going to say an illusionist, but that's not what I wanted. I was thinking specifically in terms of Skyrim, though.
Yeah.
Conjuration, that's what I want. She's a conjurer. That's the fucking word.
She went...
I'll get there eventually. It just takes a minute.
Why was the first thing I thought of a fucking Harry Potter reference?
I was thinking about The Conjuring.
No, because there's a spell in Harry Potter that makes things come to you. And unfortunately, that's stuck in my brain now.
Yeah, no.
So it's like the turf wizard
Fuck that turf bitch.
Has a stank in my house, and I'm trying to get it out. And I'm trying to get the turf out of here. I need to apply more trans girl memes.
Yeah.
All right, and Scooby Doo just found the bone zone. What's the term? No, what's the term? I lost it. I can only think of bone zone.
Mel also only has 4 brain cells, but apparently that's more than me, because now all I can think of is bone zone. Anyway, the part with the skeletons.
Yeah, with the dinosaur skeletons.
Yes.
And he's like, oh boy.
The fossils and shit.
The fucking
Blathers is so disappointed
Blathers,
in you right
that's
now.
what I was thinking too. I was thinking of that crusty little bird.
I loved him so much I would die for that man.
I was thinking
even though he'd roast my ass sometimes.
About that goddamn... Did I get all the fossils? I don't remember.
We got all the fossils.
Oh yeah, baby.
We didn't have all the fish and bugs though.
Yeah.
So we really should file that shit up and
I think about that so much in my
because
museum.
I have autism and I need to be
I
complete.
love completing things. I don't remember which was the last ones we needed.
I think it's really funny.
Yeah.
That people with ADHD have such a hard time finishing things, but then people with autism get a high from completing things. So in us, it has created someone who is almost physiologically dependent on the high from completing things because we fucking can't do things.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
No, yeah.
That's not fair to make me crave that so bad and then fucking break my legs about it. That's bullshit. Actually.
It's... Boy.
Kill myself.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's been so long since I went to Animal Crossing. What if Scooby Doo was in Animal Crossing? Sorry, my mind defaulted back to Scooby Doo.
At some point during this, if we really do keep this up, I will be calling my mother and having her do her Scooby Doo voice.
A special treat! A Scooby snack, as it were, for us. Yeah! Alright, I'm looking forward to that.
My mom's probably gonna roast me because she's fucking cooler than me. And she would never make a podcast about Scooby Doo.
while high. That's our gimmick. I won't let it, won't let it go to waste.
Oh my god.
I'll think of a pun. Like
Scooby Doo. I'm sorry.
That's a good one.
I mean, Scooby Dooby Doo. Yeah, he did. He did.
Fucking. This is gonna be. I hope this is like actually funny to anyone besides us, or even to us.
We're gonna pause again. We're gonna shoot it back to the show.
All right, back to the show. All right, we finished the episode. Yay!
That man really picked up a table that held both a grown man and a full-size Great Dane without breaking a sweat, and didn't think there was anything under there.
As I said,
my suspension of disbelief. It's not working.
Scoob and Shag are just like pieces of paper weight-wise.
I
like
guess.
They break the conservation of mass or whatever by like absorbing. I don't know why. They just feel weightless to me. Like
okay, I'll allow it.
That's my headcanon. Anyway,
that's still a full-grown Great Dane. He's like 4 feet tall.
He is. I love that they chose to make him a big, huge dog, and then he's terrified of everything. That's good.
That's real life, though.
Yeah.
Because the dogs that ain't scared of shit
are the little ones.
like
are the
Shih Tzus
Scrappy
and
Doo.
Chihuahuas, and yeah.
That's why Scrappy Doo.
Like, there are actually more bites by small dogs than there are big dogs. We just don't hear about it because the big dog bites are worse.
Yeah.
A pit bull can bite you harder than a Shih Tzu can.
Yeah.
However, more people are bitten annually by dumb shit little dogs.
Pit bull has never bitten me, so.
I mean, I had a pit bull that tried to kill my cat, but also one of my best friends growing up had pit bulls, and I loved them so much, and they were so sweet.
Yeah.
So, it is incredibly, I mean, that was just a dog.
Also,
cat, but
I meant pit bull, the guy.
Oh.
That was my bit.
I love pit bull.
He's never bitten me. I should have gone. Whatever. Edit this out.
Dr. Worldwide. I want to remind you that man holds an honorary doctorate.
Oh, that's so good.
Dr. Worldwide.
Damn.
Yeah.
Speaking of doctors, so I guess I missed it. I missed a lot of the plot, and it kind of wrapped it up. And it kind of got me a little bit because it was like, oh, you bitch ass, you weren't paying attention, were you? You couldn't figure out this goddamn kids show made for kids in the fucking 60s or whatever, bitch ass. Anyways, the doctor is missing. That's why they're searching. And the Black Knight, is trying to get him. There's some slapstick and stuff like that. And then Scooby and Shag get him by complete accident.
Accidentally flying like an old plane?
Yeah.
Even after they've gone through a door that ripped off half of the fucking appendages?
It's still going. And then they just hit that night, and it was Jay from The Critic.
Homeboy does look like Jay from The Critic, though.
It was. That's the guy. I saw him the first time around and was like, whoa, the only other guy?
How did he get in that suit of armor, though?
I don't know.
As a certified chunk, he was not, he was round.
He was thick. Dummy thick.
How did he end up in this tall, thin, lanky suit of armor? What corset you got, bestie? And can I borrow it? I got a dress I want to wear.
Trying to steal some art, and I'm gonna be.
Oh yeah, at the end of it, that was the whole thing. He was the art swindler.
Art swindler, which I didn't know about until the very end. But
they had this whole secret room where they were repainting paintings, and they knew the only person that would identify that the new ones were fake, so they could sell the real ones. Was the doctor? So they had to tie him up and put him in a.
Yeah, so there was like this creepy looking mask or whatever that I think is supposed to be some kind of African culture that they, just like,
amalgamation of things, the ways they
were just like, generic
did in the 60s.
Generic African looking thing. And it's got these eyes.
Africa, and I think of that as a country.
Yeah,
really what basically. It is.
And there's just the eyes that have been following them the entire time as they go by, and you think it's like a creepy, oh no, the scary guy, the guy behind it is gonna get it. But then he takes the thing off the mask, and it was the professor. And he was tied up and gagged there, and he was just watching them because he was like, help me! And I thought that was a fun little twist. I was not expecting it. It got me. I think I would have liked that sober. And that was neat. It was very cute. Where was I going with this? I know. So yeah, there was the doctor, and then also the ventriloquism.
Yeah, Scooby is also not Scooby. Shaggy is also a ventriloquist.
Yeah,
He could throw his voice.
Maybe my ventriloquism powers will get me out of a jam.
And they sure the fuck did.
Yeah, and he said like, "Help! I'm trapped in this pot," and the fucking night dude went over there, and he sure did think he was in that pot. and then they hit him with the plane. That was an incredible. I want to be in the writers' room where they're like, okay, and then he tricks him. How do we want to do it? He's Shaggy. He can do ventriloquism. Oh, okay, all right. What does he say? Help! I'm in this pot. And the knight's like, I got you now, fucker.
And he lifts the lid off the pot, and then Scooby and Shaggy murk him with a biplane.
Run him down with a working plane in a museum. Incredible. Also, it didn't hit me. Did they break into a museum?
Yes.
It didn't occur to me till like it clicked that Shaggy had to like was doing his Shagussi gymnastics that he was getting into a museum so that they could break in.
They really did. No, I was thinking that earlier. I'm like, imagine having the fucking teenage audacity to be like, I feel like there's something happening here, and I will not. I mean, granted, it's the 60s, so let's go.
We just gotta do it.
I'm not gonna tell the cops I think something is awry.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, would the cops do anything?
No.
Okay.
That's true.
But generally in a TV show, that's what you, that, I feel like the idea that you would be going with.
Yeah.
Cut that out. I don't know how to explain that.
No problem.
But the fact that they were like, I'm going to take it upon myself as a 17-year-old to break into a museum to try and solve a crime. Without being asked to do so. Without getting permission to do so. I'm gonna fucking do this thing. And you can't stop me. You bitch.
You can't stop us. We have
and then
the
actual police thank them for breaking into buildings without a warrant. Probably because that's what the cops want to do, but they have to get a warrant and they get in trouble, so they're like, oh, thank God we got these kids who just do whatever the fuck they want. And we're going to let them get away with it. We're going to pretend that they have qualified immunity.
It didn't hit me until, like, midway through, but man, that really was what the plot of this episode was.
Yeah.
I love how they just kind of, like, it's got a structure, but it's a very free kind of, loose structure.
Yes.
Like, the point is the bits, and we did all the classic bits. We had, they stumble into a mystery. Scooby Doo, where are you? So would you do it for a Scooby snack? And then there's the chase. They find the mystery builds, the funny running,
being followed by the bad guy, not realizing it.
Yeah, all those classic "Where's my glasses?" and all those bits. It hit everything pretty perfectly, the way I would have expected a first episode. There's no origin story. We don't know, who. This is the very first thing. So you're like a kid in 1907. And you come on and what's this new show? And this is how you're basically gonna start watching it. It's like, well, that was cool, and you didn't really need to know like who. Hang on, who are these 5 dinguses? What's their backstory? I don't understand. I don't know the context for this. How am I supposed to know?
That made me want to die, like murder suicide bill.
No, I'm sorry. I'm so annoying. But, yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought it was, I really, I don't know, something about the old, cell shading, not cell shading, old cell animation. It makes me happy to see. It just brings me joy to see the little bits of, in the animation-wise, like how, you can even see, like, Scooby's mouth is painted on another layer sometimes. The very minimalist, painting, and sometimes the background's just a color, and I kind of like it. And, all those old animation tricks to save on, but it still looks like, I don't know, it works for me still. There's something about it that I feel is only kind of improved, or like maybe I just like it better as I get older, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or versus, the really clean, perfect look that everything on TV, animation-wise, has.
I think about, because this is a thing that transcends mediums. I remember when Sarah Bareilles was recording the one with Poetry of Dead Men. I can't think of it right now. Anyways, I think she was working with Butch Vig, who's a producer I really like, and he convinced her to leave in like the missteps, the breath when she would take her breath, where you can hear all that. It's not cleaned out, and she's like, "This is the best album I've ever made. This is the realest album I've ever made."
I love
because it's not sanitized.
Yeah. The dirtiness.
Yes.
There's like a movie called like So I watched a video about a movie because that's what I do. The most fucking millennial thing anyone has ever said.
That's the most Mel thing I've ever heard in my life.
Just because I like to know things.
I know things about things I've never seen because Mel likes to watch videos about things she's never going to watch and then go to bed and then I have to listen to them.
Look, I just need to know the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Why do you need to know the lore of Vampire Diaries? Why do I now know the lore of Vampire Diaries?
Okay, to be
you
honest,
had to watch an 8-hour fucking video on it.
To be honest,
no,
that one I don't remember anything from.
No, I do.
I don't know anything about.
Because you watched
Vampire.
it 3 times.
It's autoplay. It's autoplay.
Oh my god.
Autoplay just picks out videos for me.
One of these days.
And it does it. It's
I'm
the will of the
your
algorithm.
fucking laptop in the bathtub. I can't.
That would probably be a service to it. It's constantly like, please, let me die. Every time I try to run Dark Souls.
And yesterday, the Bean sat on her computer for, I don't know, about 26 seconds. And I don't know what it did, but that thing took screenshots for the next 10 minutes. But it was when Mel was playing Dark Souls, and it was just chugging along, trying so hard to take those screenshots. And then it stopped, and they got faster. And I said, "Why did it get faster?" She's like, "Probably because I wasn't also playing Dark Souls, so it could breathe." And I'm like, "Why don't you just let it breathe so that it'll finish and get out all of its screenshots and get it over with?" And she's like, "No," and starts playing.
Look, I gotta get those runs
as
in.
her poor computer is like, "Please,
I'm sorry.
I'm begging for relief."
I did count at the end, 165, or something like that was the number total.
She has to turn the fan on because the thing is so overheated from her trying to run shit. She should not be running on it.
No, even now I've got like 9 tabs. I'm sorry.
You're
sorry,
worse than
my
me.
laptop. I'm sorry. I just really like multitasking.
ADHD ass bitch.
I love to watch YouTube podcasts while playing Dark Souls while watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on the TV.
Actually a thing that happens in the home. I need you to understand the way that I suffer.
Look, okay.
I'm looking.
Before you put me on blast any further, let me whoop this fucking gay ass van around.
Oh, should we? I'm sorry. We're talking about Scooby Doo.
I was gonna say something.
Sorry.
It's lost to me.
I'm so sorry.
I need to go back.
I could hand you some your ass some more.
It was. You're watching me die in real time.
Yeah. It's mutual, though.
Fuck, what was I gonna say? I have to, go back in the audio now and, listen for what I was gonna say.
Yeah, give it a pause.
All right.
We'll come back in a second when Mel has managed to dig her thought out of the abyss.
Okay, I remembered what I was gonna say. So, watching the video about the movie, and they were talking about this, Orson Welles movie is called, F for Fake, or something like that, and it's about the inherent illusion of film and everything, and how everything in a movie is fake, but it's
that feels Wellesian, yeah.
Anyways, I think there was a quote or something, and I'll pull it up when I think about it later. It's talking about the dirt on the lens. They were interested in showing, one of the directors was interested in showing the bits and pieces where things are fake. No, wait, I remember this. It was not from that video. It was from a different video about Monster Factory. And so this YouTuber I watched made a video about Monster Factory, the Griffin and Justin McElroy show.
Yes, I know what fucking Monster Factory.
I'm adding context for our viewer.
I I feel like the 2 people that are going to listen to this know what the fuck Monster Factory is.
Look, it's good form to always cite your sources, okay?
That's fair.
Yeah.
I do not want to end up in an H-Bomber guy video.
Yeah, exactly. That's how James Somerton got taken out. He took him out. Kind of took himself out. But okay. Anyways, there was someone trying to show, the dirt in the lens, and he's like, what's, that equivalent in other mediums? Like, in, cartoons and stuff, it's when you can see, bits and pieces, like, oh, this layer is obviously animated, this layer isn't, it's background, how come you can only move, whatever. There's an episode of a cartoon, OKKO, where they also do that. Who do a whole episode about it. It's funny. And that's what I felt when I was watching Scooby Doo episode 1 while high. Also, and I know this is like from a show that aired in the 60s, and they're already predicting the dangers of AI art, Courtney.
Yeah.
I am so glad to see a show take a strong stand on a modern topic like this. Scooby Doo said, run over. Lost your nut?
Yeah. It's gone.
Why did I think you were eating raisins? I don't know why. That's like the least Courtney food possible.
I know I'm old, but Jesus Christ.
I don't know why.
Next, a prune.
The high told me Courtney's eating raisins, and I couldn't
I mean, it's also in trail mix, but not.
Yeah. I think my brain was thinking of trail mix.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I thought you had trail mix, despite the fact that if we had trail mix, I would be eating it.
I want to like raisins because I like craisins, but the difference is I like cranberries and I don't like grapes.
I like all those
grapes
things.
Are like little eyeballs.
Yeah.
My mom tried really hard.
There is an item in Elden Ring called the Shabriri grape, and it's actually an eye, but they say people eat them, and they're like, oh, it's a grape, but it's an eye.
I'm sorry. I have ocular body horror shit.
I forgot about that.
And you just sent
I'm
me
sorry, I forgot.
to the goddamn moon.
I triggered Courtney. I'm so sorry.
You know what? And I feel like that wasn't a thing I had, and then I saw this photograph with Dolly where they took a razor blade to a cow's eye.
Ugh.
And it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
and after that, I had a fucking squick.
Oh no, same. I have the same thing. But I say after I
I had a hard time. There's a reason I did not continue watching Daredevil, and it was because sometimes they did some eye shit, and I was I can't do that.
I can't do that. Yeah.
And then I watched a movie called Baskin, which is a horror movie from Hungarian. I believe it's Hungarian. But there is, and it's actually crucial to the plot. But there is a moment with some fucking eye gore, and I'm just like, what if I crawled under the table and didn't come back?
God.
I can't
do that.
You know what doesn't give me eye gore?
What?
Scooby Doo.
Maybe it will in the new edgy remake of Scooby Doo.
Oh my god! Can you imagine? What if when it loses its copyright?
God.
I mean, it won't because they keep creating new product. But I'm thinking of well, no, maybe it does. Let me know. I don't know how it works. Yeah, no, but
I doubt.
You see, the second Winnie the Pooh became public domain, they were like, "Let's make an edgy, dirty, gritty horror movie," and it was absolute dog shit.
It's all of them are when they try to.
It's just cash grab. It's cash grab. Yeah,
it's best as DeviantArt fan art.
Here's the thing: if Scooby Doo ever does that to me, put me in the ground.
There is one that I've actually heard is okay. Something like Scooby Doo Apocalypse, and it's a comic. It's a graphic novel. A graphic novel, Courtney. It's like a season where they're Scooby Doo and the Apocalypse, and I've heard it looks pretty good. I like the art design and stuff, but it is they're in the apocalypse and they're gritty, and Scooby probably kills a man or something like that. So there's that. That's the beauty of Scooby Doo. There's so many things we could talk about potentially. There's a Dooniverse out there that we could explore.
This just made me hear the word Dooniverse in my own home. I'm not feeding you dinner tonight. I'm not. I'm gonna eat the entire HelloFresh box by myself. At HelloFresh, sponsor us.
Yeah, that's the real point. Sponsor us, HelloFresh.
We $6 a week, please. Give me free. You don't even have to pay me. Just send me a free box.
That was our real plan all along.
Listen, it is definitely an ulterior motive. It is a contributing factor. But anyways, buy HelloFresh. I love that shit. If you want a code, hit me up. I will DM you a code.
Sign up for us with the hashtag universe.
Get a free box on me so that I can get a free box. Because I'm poor.
There we go.
And I'm fat.
Oh god, that bit killed me. I almost died. Died as I lived. Talking about Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Do you have any other thoughts?
No.
Okay.
I just gotta pee.
Alright, then I think that's a good place to cut off. Hi, Bean. Say hi, Bean.
No.
No, I thought she was gonna meow. Oh well. Bean will be the mascot of the channel.
I'm gonna Photoshop her head onto Scooby's body.
Oh, I want to draw her in Scooby Doo style.
Do it.
That would be so cute.
Do it.
Oh, do it.
Do it.
Do it. No, don't kill me.
I'm gonna hit you with something.
No.
The second time in the 40 minutes of this that I've had to beat her with something.
I'm cutting that one. I'm cutting this all. Good night, everybody.
Some of that was good.
Special thanks to Harmless for doing this awesome intro, outro song for us. It's awesome. We love it.